60 came up in no time. There's ample power here. In all the years we've been doing car tech here at CNET, I can't recall a car that's had more advance email from viewers than this one. It's the new Lexus GS, the 2013 GS350. Let's take it for a ride, find out what all the anticipation's about, and check the tech. Now this, believe it or not, is perhaps the biggest headline on the new GS. It's Lexus' new face, this so-called spindle grille. It kind of gathers in the middle like a waistline here. The rest of the car is not so remarkable. Okay, here we are inside the new GS, and it tells you that this car is, I think, more luxurious than sporty. How do I know that? Because look at the dash. It's this big, strong, horizontal pronouncement here. This is kind of more borrowed, dare I say it, from the Eldorados, Imperials, and Continentals of yore. Nice clean gauges. Lexus always does a great job of that. Great typography, very clear, very crisp. And then you've got this guy. That is a huge screen. BMW has some that are that wide, but I'm not sure they're that tall. That's a big boy, 12.3-inch diagonal. The map hasn't changed. It's still 2D only, flat view. They don't have a bird's eye view or a 3D or a satellite rendered thing. I can live without that. To the right, though, you've now got a fixed second part of the screen. It's always there. And it lets you get to your music menu, put up a climate screen, or an efficiency screen. Hit the radio button here, and of course that brings that up over the map, and you've got all your entertainment sources there on the top. My iPod's plugged in here, my Bluetooth audio streaming's available. I can put an optical disc in here. You've got standard aux, and then that brings us to the apps. You've got Pandora and iHeartRadio here as media apps. Pandora, of course, is internet predictive music. iHeartRadio is Clear Channel's stations. But have you noticed anything different while I'm touring all this with you? Look how I'm doing it. This is a very different interface from Lexus in the past, and a very different controller, and it's a disaster. All you do with this thing is overshoot what you want. Now, you can't see this in a video, but it's got haptics. That means as I move across each thing on the screen, it kind of goes chunk, 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 and you feel that on the little controller here. But it's just so badly calibrated. I'm constantly missing what I want, and I'm not the only person who found this. The most glaring thing is there's no back button. So I found myself going back to the home menu all the time, which looks like this, which is over-stylized. What does this one mean, for example? Go to my iPad? Can't do that. Visit the Supreme Court? I'm on the wrong coast. Call a telemarketer to get a pitch for land in Florida? Those don't tell me anything. Now here I've got satellite-delivered stuff from Lexus and Form. Sports scores, fuel prices can be handy, as is weather. Then you dive in another level and you get apps. There's a weird hodgepodge of distraction prevention here. For example, I can go to Yelp, which is nice to have. For some reason, they decided that you can look at 2 pages while driving, but you can't look at 3 or more. Like there's a big difference in distraction there. It's just frustrating. Also frustrating is the fact that some of these apps have voice command, some of these don't. I can't operate Yelp with voice, but I can operate Bing and Open Table with voice. And the voice command in this car, while it's pretty good, is still nowhere near as good as my $200 phone. I mean, not even in the same universe. This is your Drivetrain Mode knob. Push it to go into normal mode. Kick it counterclockwise once for eco mode. It'll dial back the performance and push up the MPG. Now turn it clockwise once for sport mode. That's going to aggressivize the throttle mapping as well as the shift profiles. And then kick it one more time to Sport Plus, and that's going to get the active suspension to be much more aggressive and also going to dial in a more aggressive profile on the electric power steering. You'll only get Sport Plus if you have an F-Sport car, because that's where you get the active suspension. Right above that, of course, is our shifter. One choice only, 6-speed automatic in all GS cars. That's getting a little bit of criticism in the car world because it doesn't have 7 or 8 or 9 cogs. We'll be on the road in a minute and find out if that's worthy criticism. On top of the steering wheel here, check this out. 2 little, I think they're little red infrared things behind this lens. That's part of the don't fall asleep technology. And it supposedly can tell if your eyelids are down and you've fallen asleep. I found no reasonable, life-preserving way to test it, so I'll take them at their word. The LKA button here on the wheel enables the lane keep assist, which will gently tug you back into your lane if you drift with the signal off. Works most of the time. And BSM over here, that turns on the blind spot monitor. That's a passive system, gives you an indicator in the mirror that someone's tucked away back there. Now, by the way, navigation on this car is actually optional. I doubt many of them will ship without it, but it's technically an option as part of a package. And they got a confusing array of pricey packages for this car. Still a 3.5-liter longitudinally mounted V6, rear-wheel drive base, all-wheel drive optional. Compared to the last GS350, which was a model year 2011, the differences are slim. 303 horsepower has grown to 306. The torque has grown from 274 foot-pounds to 277, and the MPG has crept up slightly as well, 1926 to 1928, comparing rear-wheel drive cars. Pushing 2 tons, or about 4,000 pounds or more, curb weight on this car. That's one of my first questions is, would you load up a 2-ton 4-door sedan with an F-Sport package? I don't know. Those things pull different directions in my mind. The ride quality, of course, is Lexus-like, but without being as floaty as Lexus has been in the past. Thank the F-Sport package for that. It's a V6 car without any kind of a turbo or supercharger on it. But what I do like about this engine is it is so happy to rev. As a result, this motor is responsive more than it's powerful. That said, we have that 6-speed manual in here that a lot of the auto-rahi tend to sneer at. The MPG on this vehicle is not great. I'm not sure 2 more gears would fix that. Okay, pricing this car makes me crazy. It's about $48,000 for a base GS350 rear-wheel drive, bottom level. Then there's that F-Sport package, which we have here for about another $6 grand. I wouldn't do it. Doesn't make sense to put a bunch of go-fast stuff on a car that's already a 2-ton 4-door sedan. Then there's Lexus many chunky packages from $8,000 to $11,000. This is where you roll in the stuff you want and the stuff you don't want, like that ghastly interface. You're basically stuck with it. This car is going to run you somewhere between the high 50s to about 60 grand done up CNET style.